I checked my map and I wasn't on the trail. Yesterday, I went to walk at Ozark Isle Park, and on a good day, a sunny day, it's creepy, eerie. It used to be a state park, a state campground, and now I guess there was a flood back in the day or something, but anyway, it's still there, all of it, except it's like abandoned. There's no people, there's no kids, there's no traffic, empty playgrounds, empty campsites. So you can see, like, you walk through there and it can be kind of eerie. Well, yesterday it was gloomy outside. So it was extra creepy yesterday. It started out when I walked across the causeway. So it's connected to the land by a causeway that's almost, it's probably 7/10 of a mile long. So it's a good long causeway. And all along there's the rails, the guardrails to keep people from driving off the edge. And there were black crows just lined up across the rail. And every time I would walk and they would move further down, I'd walk and they'd move further down. So that right there in itself was creepy by itself. So I needed to walk 8 miles yesterday, and that's one of the reasons for going out there, because it's got about 9 miles of paved-ish roads. Some of them are concrete, like the causeways are concrete, but then the roads are kind of like they're kind of gravelly, eaten up asphalt. So they're kind of paved, but it gives you a good long way to walk. And so since I had to do 9 miles, I thought, okay, yeah, let's do that. And when you get there, you could get across the causeway and there's like a split in the road. And the first time we went there, we went to the right. So I knew what to expect there. So I thought, well, let me go to the left. I started walking and I realized immediately there's a lot of little offshoot roads on that one. So I got my trail map for it so I could make sure that I was going to go in a direction I wanted to go. And I started walking that way and went off on a side shoot. And then when I came up, I came around the corner. There was a hill, and it was, I swear to you, it was like this. And I was like, oh, that's a little bit more vert than I want to work with today. But I went ahead and I started climbing. I thought, you know what? Eventually I'm going to have to do elevation, because ultimately in the end I want to run a trail run inside of a mountain. Wouldn't that be cool? I just think it'd be amazing. So I have to eventually do that. So I went ahead and I started, but it's way more elevation than I'm used to. And I got about halfway up and I was like, you should turn around and go back down. But I didn't. And then I got to the top and I thought, oh my goodness, which way should I go? So I'm like kind of looking at the map and I headed off in the direction that I thought I was going to be going in. It had been raining out there because the leaves, the paths were covered with leaves. The concrete wasn't. The causeways were blown free. Those concrete causeways were good to walk on, but the actual trails inside of the park were all leaf covered, and then there were downed branches and, like, twigs, or not really twigs, like pieces of pieces of wood. And so I was being ultra careful because, don't do stupid. And I was being really careful, trying to catch the places where you could see the asphalt peeking through. And I started walking, and it was super, super quiet. And I kept like turning around. Like, there's somebody behind me. Oh my gosh, there's somebody behind me. There's nobody out there. But I did hear some gunshot. It's deer season. And so I texted my husband. I'm like, hey, I said, are they going to mistake me for a deer? He said, they can't hunt out there. And the gunshots are coming from this side. And I thought, okay, he's right. But it was like lingering in the back of my mind, right? Well, the first time we were out there walking, he walked 4 miles with me. And he said something about there being wild boar out there. So now I like turn around, I'm looking for the wild boar because I'm just like so sure that there's wild boar out there. And then like last week on Facebook, I saw a photo, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't AI. I'm pretty sure it was real, that showed the wild boars swimming in a group of them. And I thought, they can get out here. They can. So I kept like looking around because I'd hear a leaf rustle because it was kind of a little windy, the leaves would rustle. Anyway, I kept looking at my map, and it didn't look like I was moving. Like the dot just seemed like I wasn't getting anywhere, right? So I stopped and I recentered it. And when I recentered it, I realized I was not on the trail. How am I off the trail when I thought I was going the right direction? I thought I could just like wander out here a long time. So anyway, fortunately that off the trail was connected to the actual trail, and I was able to get back on course. And I thought, okay, I've had enough of this side. There was another whole like loop out in another little peninsula. If I would have gone to the left, and I thought, okay, I've explored enough by myself today. I need to get something where I at least feel familiar, right? And so as I was getting close to the place where the split in the road is, I knew I was going to go to the side I'd been to before. I found a dime out there, right? And like it's in the middle of nowhere. And I thought, oh, pennies from heaven. This is God telling me he's going to save me from the wild boar. So I started walking toward the other side. The trail was really strewn with leaves and again down branches and stuff like that. And I kept thinking about the first time we were out there, there was a hunting blind by the campsite where the bathrooms were and the playground. And so I was like, whoa, I was looking so hard. I'm focused on finding that hunting blind because I thought, what if they don't see me? Like I had on a gray shirt. I did have a blue vest on, and I don't know if that's enough. It's like, man, why didn't I wear my orange shirt? I was really flipping myself out about getting shot. And when I was coming across the causeway to go there, backing up a sec, a boat had been coming around and around and around in the water kind of fast. And all of a sudden, as I'm coming across, it comes forward to me, and then it kind of stops right there by the shore. So I thought, let me just like go back across the causeway, and I got to do 8 miles. So let's go back across the causeway and then come back, right? And I never saw that boat move. So I went ahead to go where I was. I went out on the peninsula on the other side. I did 2 loops of that. And when I came across the far end of that, you could see the boat ramp on the other side. And there were tons of cars there, right? And so I kept walking. And I finished that second loop, which was about 1.5 miles put together. And then I went up into where the old abandoned campgrounds, playgrounds were on this side that we saw before. And I kept thinking, where are those people? Where is that boat? Maybe that guy is ferrying all those people over here to do nefarious things, and they're waiting at the end of the end of the trail for me. So I'm like thinking, okay, I have that. You could do the SOS button on your phone if you have an iPhone. And so I made sure that I had that ready to go in case I came upon this group of people that were going to do me harm, which didn't. There was nobody out there. Meanwhile, I'm being very careful because, one wrong slip, and that's not a good thing. I don't want to fall. And so I'm walking through all those leaves and stuff and making sure that my path is free. So I ended up thinking, okay, I'm going to go back across this causeway, then I'm going to walk out, and I'm going to probably do more steps on the causeway, the main causeway, just because of the leaves. And I didn't want to trip or slip or any of that stuff, which is what I did. So I want to wrap this all together with courage and wisdom. So courage let me go out there in the first place. I knew that I was going to walk there because it's sort of paved, and I needed to go a long way. Wisdom had me being careful of how I was moving so that a slip or a fall didn't take me out. Am I brave? I don't know. You don't stop being brave. Your bravery just gets smarter with age. And I think that real courage is choosing the safer option without guilt. I wasn't quitting. I still did what I needed to do out there, and I'll go back out there because having a good long distance, probably until we get up to 10 miles. When I go higher than 10 miles, then I'm going to probably go to the actual trail that I'm going to run that 50K on. But anyway, I didn't feel very brave yesterday. I kept thinking, I don't really need to do this. I can go back, but I do need to do this. I did 8 miles yesterday, and if I want to do 4 times that amount in April, I need to do that movement. I cannot stop. And so, but I was so flipped out. Like my brain is so able to just come up with the craziest situations, just like all those cars that were parked at the boat ramp. Yes, of course, they're laying in wait for me, right? But I mean, honest to goodness, what are you doing? You're out there. What else there is to think about, you know? So I will go back out there. A creepy day, a gloomy day was more difficult than a sunny day because it's eerie enough on a sunny day. I don't think you need to stop exploring as you age. You just need to explore smarter. And not flip yourself out. You need to check the conditions and adjust your plan. For instance, yesterday for me was seeing all those leaves, knowing that it could cause me to slip or trip. I would see something that, or I wouldn't see something and I would trip over it. So I adjusted my plan and I walked probably a half a mile longer on a causeway that was clear of leaves. And then you respect the movement that you're in, you know. It's how you stay adventurous and strong and out there for the long term, you know, and I want to be out there for the long term. I have big plans, as you know. Today, I want to encourage you to get out there, explore the weird stuff, you know. Just make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings and making changes if the conditions are not quite what you need them to be, that you can still do all the exploring you want. Let courage and wisdom work together. We've got a lot of wisdom to keep us having courage, and move with intention so that you don't trip or fall. You know, you're paying attention to every step so that you can keep going for the long term. I'd love to hear your moment too. Ever get freaked out by a rustle in the leaves and immediately picture a wild boar with attitude? Thanks for spending time with me today. If this encouraged you, give it a thumbs up and share it with another aging rebel who needs a little hope. I'll see you in the next one. Live strong, laugh often, and shine with purpose.